what they will do is something that we call autohemotherapy. And what will happen is that we will hopefully find a vein. We will then draw up between 150 and 250 cc's of blood into a German vacuum bottle over there. We will then, the doctor will then take a prescribed dose of medical ozone and introduce it into the blood. That will be mixed. The vacuum will be released and it will flow back into the body to mix with the rest of his blood.
Okay, yeah, sure. There are immediate effects and remote effects. The immediate effect is that there's a substance which facilitates the transfer of oxygen to the tissue within the red blood cells called 2,3-DPG. This is immediately demonstrably enhanced, which means that this would be, if they were bothered, if they were interested, very, very, very valuable in blood transfusion centres where stored blood loses the capacity to transfer oxygen to the tissues, whereas if they were to just bubble a few cc's of ozone through it, perhaps every week or so of its storage life, it would be instantly ready for use and immediately be like giving fresh blood. And then you've got long-term effects. If people have a weekly treatment, you get a build-up in the body because this is a challenge to the body's antioxidant system. The ozone we give, it's in a dose only sufficient to challenge rather than overwhelm the antioxidant system. We think also there is a direct effect if you put enough ozone in. This is where you're talking of doses rather larger than the ones I've been alluding to at first. You can get bacterial kill if you've got a bacteria in the bloodstream, and we did this a couple of years ago with a young Norwegian chap who'd had a cardiac bypass and he kept getting septicemia because he had an infected defibrillator or something in.
You see, Grace, the blood's travelling up the thing into the container.
Thank you very much. That's lovely. So
How long does the treatment last?
15 minutes.
And how many visits have you made to Tamworth?
I'm not sure, probably about 8 or...
There's no kink to this.
And this machine over here is actually
That's just
creating the ozone, a certain amount that's going to be injected into your blood, yes?
Yes.
And then put back into you.
Quite incredible.
So that's the ozone going in now.
Oh right, yes. Was that in the bottle or in
the little bottle? The little bottle.
Yeah, fine.
That's it. Oh well.
Yeah, the way we got into it was we ran a 55-bedded nursing home at the serious end of care. It was younger chronic sick, post-operative, terminally ill, and we've been doing that for up to I think about 22 years. We've been doing that before we actually left that to concentrate on doing more with the ozone. Because of the type of patient we had, and we had some very dedicated doctors, just one day I stumbled across something that was spread around all across the world, and we just got lucky and we managed to piece it all together. And I went to the doctors and I said, if we found a way of feeding medical oxygen into a similar type of machine and we perfected it, why couldn't this help people instead of just the usage that it previously has got? And here we are 20-something years later managing to do it.
So you have individual patients come here,
Yes.
and do you do some work in hospitals as well, some research work going on?
Up to now we've been into one hospital, which was the Royal Berkshire Hospital in Reading, where we were called in because somebody had an MRSA wound, infected wound. It was a sacral wound, and they'd done a very good job in keeping the wound clean, but no matter what they did, they could not rid the wound of the MRSA infection. We went in and did 3 treatments over 6 days. A treatment, left a day, treatment, left a day, and after that she recovered and went home and the wound healed up completely.
That's an NHS hospital, isn't
That
it?
was an NHS hospital, but it is the only one we've ever managed to be invited into. We've had loads of families want us to go in to do it, but usually the hospital goes to the ethics committee and somebody stops it somewhere. So I just think they feel it's not worth taking the risk with something that they don't know about. But fortunately the Royal Berkshire did, and we managed to cure that one. What normally happens is people have to take the people out of hospital and bring them to us, or we go to them into a private hospital or a clinic or something like that to manage to do it.
With this one case with the sacral wound that was healed, is that documented officially?
Yes.
So that would be reassurance for an NHS consultant?
It would be, yes, if a consultant was sufficiently open-minded and had the time to look into what we do, and they were going to make their own decisions on it in the same way that Dr. Jack and other doctors do, then there is certainly enough information there that would be a little more than just background information. There is sufficient information. We've got a study that was sent to a journal, a 23-person study, that we cured 23 out of 23 people as well. So there is various bits of information around.
Is that published?
It couldn't get published. It was actually turned down for the publication in the magazine.
But is it available through you?
Oh, it's available, yes, certainly.
And you have a website
Yes.
that people can investigate, including consultants themselves?
Yes.
What's the name of your website?
Activated Oxygen. www.activatedoxygen.co.uk, or if you put activated oxygen into a Google search, it'll come up almost immediately.
So people can make up their own minds?
Indeed. You can also put MRSA treatments and we'll come up somewhere there as well.
Have you been in touch with the government, for example, the current Secretary of State for Health?
I've been doing that for the past 25 years. I've got letters all over my desk from various people, and I've absolutely given up on that now. I will not waste my time anymore on doing that. I've got far too many important things to do. Because you just shove from pillar to post and it's sent to this secretary and that secretary, and I just don't have that sort of time anymore. We are working with the Heart of England NHS Trust in Birmingham, and they have been quite helpful as far as they can be. And we're hoping to be doing something with those. I've been working with Birmingham University, the microbiology department, where they've shown that we did kill the MRSA. We've just been working with another laboratory, and they found that just 5% mixture of our cream also kills Clostridium difficile spores. So it's not just MRSA, it will kill spores as well, and of course any other of those types of pathogens.
So this would be a gift for the NHS?
You would think,
almost.
I hope you don't mind me being blunt, but you would think it was a no-brainer, wouldn't you? Because I can actually manufacture it at a similar price to the alcohol gel that's being used in hospitals at the moment, and this one product will do it all. Bacteria is got out of balance, and what we find is drinking ozonated water definitely helps the stomach gut, definitely helps. It tends to normalise it. There are other things you need to do, and there might be all sorts of tests you need to do. You need to be testing for all sorts of things in the gut. And recently Matthew my own wife, he tested and he found it L-lactate, which is not something that humans really want at all. And we found L-lactate. We managed to do a short series of treatment for that, and within 2 weeks it had turned it around, and my wife's now eating wheat again, which she thought she couldn't eat because she thought it was gluten-free. So we're starting to develop that as well and look at those possibilities. But definitely, purely by drinking ozonated water, things seem to improve. Generally speaking, post-traumatic stress, or what was commonly termed ME before, the other thing it responds to well is sitting in a steam cabinet with ozone injected around and absorbed through the skin. That seems to help people quite a lot as well.
And again, how would people find out more about this? Is anything documented that they can look up?
There are things documented, but unfortunately there's a lot of misinformation as well, which is well-meaning but not necessarily accurate. There is some stuff on the website, but if they want to contact us, we'll send them what we've got.
Here we are in beautiful rural Staffordshire.
Yep.